Quite often when a young child is screaming, hitting and biting, it's actually caused by delayed language skills. When a child doesn't have the ability to communicate their wants and needs by using their words, they can become frustrated and express that frustration through socially unacceptable behaviors. And unfortunately, when our toddlers aren't talking, by the time we expect them to, it's also really common to be told to just wait and see if they catch up. But if a toddler does have a delay, they generally won't catch up without a little bit of extra help. So it's really important to be proactive as soon as you notice a speech delay, rather than just waiting and hoping that they catch up. So to help you identify potential delays early, I'm going to walk you through 5 key signs that may indicate your 2-year-old has a language delay. Now, if you notice these signs, it doesn't necessarily mean your child has a speech delay. But if you do notice any of them and you are concerned, I recommend you visit a speech-language therapist to get an assessment done as soon as possible. That way, if there is a delay, you will be able to get your little one the help they need as quickly as possible. And the earlier they are able to begin therapy, the easier it is to resolve a delay. That said, here is what to look for. At 2 years of age, children will continue to use gestures such as holding their arms up when they want to be picked up, waving hello or goodbye, clapping their hands, shaking their head for yes or no, and pointing to an object which is out of reach. But we also expect them to start pairing these gestures with words, rather than just relying on the gestures alone to communicate. So for example, instead of just holding their arms up to tell you they want to be picked up, they will now say up while holding their hands out to you. If your 2-year-old still prefers to use gestures alone, instead of pairing them with a word, it could be a sign of a language delay under 2 years of age. It is also really common for toddlers to copy the words you say. For example, if you held out a bottle and said bottle, they would immediately repeat the word bottle back. But by 2 years of age, it is expected that your toddler can say 50 or more words, and that these words are spontaneous. And by that, I mean, your toddler automatically says the word without needing to copy you. So if we were to use the bottle example again, instead of waiting for you to say the word bottle and then repeating it, your toddler would see the bottle, recognize they want it, and simply say bottle. In addition to being able to say 50 or more words, children who are 2 years old should also be consistently starting to combine the words together to make 2-word sentences. For example, instead of just saying bottle, they may now say more bottle, or instead of saying up, they may now say mum up. So if your little one can only copy speech or actions, and doesn't produce words or phrases spontaneously, or says less than 50 words, it could be another sign of a language delay. At 18 months of age, your toddler should also be able to follow a simple 1-step direction without needing any gestures from you. So for example, if you ask them to give you their teddy, you could simply say, "Give me your teddy," without actually needing to hold your hands out to prompt them, or point across the room to the teddy. And by 2 years of age, the level of understanding should have continued to improve and develop. So they're now able to follow a simple 2-step instruction like, "Give me the ball and the car." If you notice that your child seems to have a difficult time following directions at 2 years of age, this may also indicate a language delay. On that note, I've created a free communication milestone chart that you can refer to, that will tell you what your child should be able to understand at each age, the number of words to expect at different stages, and when to seek help. So if you'd like to download a copy for free, just go ahead and click the link in the description box below this video. Next up, by 2 years of age, your child should be able to recognize common words and be able to point them out. When asked, for example, your 2-year-old should be able to point to at least 2 body parts when they're named, like their hands, feet, or head, as well as point to common objects or pictures in books. When asked. So when you ask your child, "Where is the dog?" while you're looking at a book, your 2-year-old would point to the picture of the dog. In addition to being able to identify and point to common objects, your toddler should also be able to tell you what the item is when you ask them. So for example, if you pointed to a picture in a book of an object that they know like a teddy and said, "What's that?" Your toddler should be able to say teddy, as your 2-year-old is still learning how to say words. It is extremely common to find it difficult to understand everything they say. However, at 2 years of age, parents and regular caregivers should understand 50% of their child's speech. Now, if you notice that your little one is not yet talking as expected, remember, the first step is to have their hearing assessed to ensure that the cause of the delay is not due to hearing loss. And after that, you should book an appointment with a speech and language pathologist, which are also known as a speech pathologist. If your child isn't showing speech delays, but you would like to take proactive steps to help teach them to talk, make sure you check out this video next to discover 3 shockingly simple techniques that you can start using today to teach your toddler to talk.